Last week, during the winter conference for the Maryland Association of Counties, we learned of the state's plan to cut transportation funding by more than $3 billion, or 8%. Not only is this disappointing for our transit riders, advocates, and for the county, it highlights one of the issues that I've tried to address with our state and local tax structure for many years. We should be taking a cue from our neighbors in Northern Virginia. In Virginia, there are special commercial taxings that are set aside for transportation. Northern Virginia knew they needed transportation infrastructure, and they asked the state to let them take the lead, and developers there agreed to special taxes because they knew a meaningful commitment to infrastructure was essential to the future success of the area. That work has allowed Northern Virginia to outpace Maryland in building their transportation infrastructure by far. Interestingly, they're paying far higher commercial tax rates in Virginia than they would here in Montgomery County. Unfortunately, Maryland counties don't have this autonomy. It would require a change in the state level similar to what happened in Northern Virginia. The transportation infrastructure is an important reason that businesses are choosing to relocate or expand in Northern Virginia. Meanwhile, here in Maryland, the counties are facing large cuts in transportation funding and have no ability to replace the money that will be lost by these cuts. Counties are completely dependent on the state for funding any significant project, while in Virginia, jurisdictions have local authority to address these needs. Metro is also facing budget problems. This week, Metro General Manager Randy Clark said up to 10 stations and 67 bus lines could be cut, and 2,000 layoffs are possible if the system's $750 million budget gap isn't filled. This is potentially disastrous and a very serious disruption of our services. It's not just going to impact Metro, it's going to impact businesses, our nighttime economy, and it means that people are going to be using their cars more. The good news is that the state transportation cuts do not include cuts to WMATA. In fact, Governor Moore has stated that the state will be including funding to WMATA and increase it by $150 million for the next 2 fiscal years, and then increase it to $250 million 3 years from now. So at least we in Maryland are doing something to close this gap, and I hope the district in Northern Virginia will be doing the same thing. Actually, I expect as much or more from them. I appreciate Governor Moore administration's effort to be open, transparent, and frank regarding our situation. The state model for transportation funding is simply broken, and it's not sustainable. It's time to look at transportation as an investment in our community because of its vital role in so many key areas, including economic growth. I look forward to working with the Governor, Lieutenant Governor, the General Assembly, MDOT, and other county governments around the state on finding the most effective way of funding needed transportation projects.